Hey everybody, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to branch out, and today we're going to work with some antique or vintage linens that are been around for a while. They got a little bit of wear and tear, some stains. I would never use heirloom linens that are in great shape, but these all have a little bit of character. So I don't have any trouble cutting them up for this project. Just like people, few of us have stains, a little bit on frayed edges, but recycle, reuse, repurpose. Now we're in my wheelhouse. So what I start with is I like to use this Heat and Bond Ultra Hold iron-on adhesive. And I'm going to take that and cut it into 5x7 pieces for my 5x7 cards. So you can see I've cut down a piece of that iron-on adhesive, and there's a dotted sign, and then there's a flat paper liner side. What you want to do is turn your linen piece over and then put the dotted side down so that the paper liner is facing up. And you can see through this adhesive, which makes it nice for you to help, line up what you want as your centerpiece of your linen there. So you just take your iron, and I'm not really using any pressure. I just hold it down for a couple of seconds in each spot to make sure that it gets a good adhesion from the iron-on adhesive to the back of my linen piece. Okay, so that only takes a few seconds really. Making sure I get all the edges and corners fully adhered. Alright. And then according to the directions, you set that aside to cool. Alright, then I take my guillotine paper cutter, and since I have the adhesive on the back, it makes it really easy to cut through these linens. So I go back and I cut down each linen to a 5x7 inch size. Now we're ready to move on to adhering this to a piece of cardstock, and this is just a panel. This is just a plain 5x7 piece of cardstock, and I'll grab one corner of my adhesive liner, pull that away. You can see it leaves a little bit of a shiny sheen there. And then I'm going to place that over my panel. I line it up, and I like to work from the front. Even though the directions say to work from the back, I basically take my iron, it's on a medium heat setting, and I just go over the four corners very lightly so that when I flip my card over, I know that it's centered over my linen piece where I want the adhesion to occur onto my card panel. So it's just a little safety thing I do. And then again, I'm not really applying any pressure. I just let the iron do its work, making sure I pay a lot of attention to the edges and the corners. And there you go. So your linen piece is now adhered to that cardstock panel. Now the next thing to do is add the panel to a 5x7 card base. So I use permanent adhesive tape runner. Get all my edges and a little bit down the middle there. And then I follow up with a permanent tacky glue. I like to use Eileen's. It seems to work very well for me. I'll go back over those edges and down the middle. And I know this is maybe overkill, but the liquid glue allows me to move the piece on my card base, even though I have the tape runner adhesive as well. The liquid glue over the adhesive allows you to move and adjust just how you need it, so you've got it perfectly aligned with your card base. Okay. And then because this has so much texture to it, I do use a brayer to go over to like smush that glue down underneath my linen piece. Really make sure that's adhered to my card. And there you go. There's your 5x7 card with an vintage piece of linen adhered to the front. Guys, I can't tell you how fulfilling this is. I mean, just look at the detail on these vintage linens. Why would you want to throw those away? You can pick these up at yard sales, garage sales, maybe people who aren't interested in keeping them because they have a few holes or frayed edges. I don't know, but just look at the beauty of this vintage linen. So I'm going to show you a few more examples. These are all linens that I made into cards. Isn't that cute? She had a hole in her skirt, but who cares? It's adorable. And I left the tatting on. That was a pillowcase. This was a runner for a dresser. And this was another runner. And some of these are cup towels, and they've been used and loved and got a few stains, but there's no reason to throw them away. They just make beautiful cards. A little bit of cross stitch there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got inspired to give it a try. Don't throw out linens. Look for these treasures everywhere you go. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. Happy crafting, everybody!